If you think that money cannot buy happiness, Habibi, come to Dubai. Have you heard that? When you come to Dubai, you see a lot and you see almost everything. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It's a pleasure for me to have you again today. And we shall be looking at the history of the United Arab Emirates. These are more like fun facts. These are interesting things which we need to keep on our mind. Welcome to the show. Thank you for stopping by. The United Arab Emirates is the name of a country, and this country is found in the Middle East. The United Arab Emirates is sandwiched between three major features: the Arabian Peninsula, the Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. In this area, you will find situated the United Arab Emirates. This country is made up of 7 different emirates, and they include Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, Fujairah. Then you add Ras Al Khaimah. So there are 7 emirates that make up the UAE. If you think that money cannot buy happiness, Habibi, come to Dubai. UAE became a federation back in 1972, December 2nd. As a result of archaeological research and findings, a lot of artifacts have been dug up in the area where you now have today as United Arab Emirates, UAE. A lot of artifacts have been dug from the ground, from the earth. The artifacts that have been dug from the ground, they have been revealed. It's been revealed that UAE had people living on this spot about 125,000 years ago. So we had, which means during this period they had human habitation, which means that, which confirms the presence of transmigration. People are moving from different parts of the Middle East going down towards India, and then they're using the coastal area as well for businesses. Ships will dock there. They will sell not only like big ships but small boats. They will dock there and do business with the locals and then move forward just like that. However, back then it wasn't like the 7 states we have today. So these were little communities with people. Some of them were just moving across from one part of the world, and they were using UAE as a route to pass through, going to India, going to what is today India, going towards Pakistan, going towards other parts in Southeast Asia. After some time, this area became riddled with a lot of fighting, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of wars. There was a time that the Portuguese, led by one Afonso, attacked the states, the people living in this area called UAE today. They fought, but they did not succeed. They didn't succeed to conquer the place. And after some years, the British came in and attacked the states, conquered them, and colonized this part of the world. So what is today UAE started with these different states, Trucial states, as they were called, Trucial states, because Britain later had agreements, treaties signed with these states separately. So the British signed a treaty, say with Ajman, signed another treaty with Abu Dhabi, signed another treaty with Bahrain, signed another treaty with Qatar, signed another treaty with Dubai, just like that. They signed separate treaties because these were like separate cities, separate countries. For this region to survive, they had to rely on trade. Along the coast, they had trade that was happening there. There was a little bit of agriculture. This happened around the areas of Alain, Dade, and Liwa. These were huge oasis areas. Okay, so a little bit of fertile land in these places, green grass, the Gulf tree, camels and all that. So people were planting, agriculture was happening in these areas, which means the British came and found their place, they settled on the side to control the natives. And you had people who were moving across from Africa, moving across the UAE into India, moving from North Africa across to sell spices or to buy spices from India and take them back, to sell clothes and take them back, to sell a lot of... You might have heard about pearl diving in the history of UAE. A lot of trade happened with this. So there was trade on one hand and there was agriculture, a little bit of agriculture happening in the UAE at that time. But then it wasn't the UAE. So I've told you, called the names Liwa, Dade, and Alain. These are the places where you had these agricultural sites. There was a huge coexistence between the different Trucial states. So Alain, Dade, Ajman, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Al Quwain, Qatar, Bahrain. There was a lot of coexistence. They lived together as one. They defended each other. They stood for each other. If one of them violated the rules, they will be fighting. So they fought among themselves. On December 2nd, 1971, some of the Trucial states decided to come together to form a union, which was to be called the Union of Arab States. So there were six came together. There was Abu Dhabi, there was Dubai, there was Sharjah, there was Ajman, there was Al Quwain, and there was Fujairah. On the 2nd of December 1971, these six came together to form the Union of Arab States. Now, between 1971 and 1972, there was talk of whether Bahrain and Qatar will join this union. So finally, by February 1972, the Bahrain and Qatar made up their minds to become independent and stay on their own. So at this point in time, Ras Al Khaimah decided not to be independent, but to join the other six states. So the six Trucial states, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, Fujairah, plus Ras Al Khaimah, came together to form the United Arab Emirates. February 10, 1972, Ras Al Khaimah joined. Dubai, which is a modern city, a global city. They export oil and the country has a highly diversified economy. From that little country that struggled with little coastal trade and relied on little agriculture that was happening around Liwa, Dade, and Alain, they have now been transformed into an ultra-modern city. Tourism, retail, finance are top. These three aspects have shot Dubai out from nowhere to prominence. Dubai is home to the tallest building in the world and the largest man-made seaport. If you've been watching the internet, you would have come across this caption. If you think that money cannot buy happiness, Habibi, come to Dubai. Have you heard that? When you come to Dubai, you see a lot and you see almost everything. Now, just for the purpose of elaboration, finance, retail, real estate, tourism, entertainment are some of the career areas that you find in Dubai. And apart from that, you find things like hotels and resorts. You'll find education, which is expanding. Different universities, renowned universities across the world are creating extensions of their campuses here in Dubai, in the UAE. A lot is happening. The aviation industry is expanding. Construction is booming. It's a great place. Now, with all of this, you have a very beautiful and well-organized health sector, health system. Come to Dubai. Come to Dubai and you will see what I'm saying. Now, just to let you know, for some of you who may be interested in visiting Dubai sometime or coming to Dubai for one thing or another, there are some tips I will share with you here. UAE, they speak English and Arabic, and the flag of the country has 4 colors. You have red, you have green, you have white and black. And the flag was designed in 1971 by a young man called Abdullah Mohammed Al Maina. This is the guy, this is the man who designed the UAE flag. You remember there was something I told you about the Arabs working together? Sometimes they fight amongst themselves, but then after fighting, they team up together and ward off their enemies. They are like this. They defend each other, they stay with each other, they fight for each other. Now, the colors of the flag of the United Arab Emirates represents the unity of the Arabs. Yes, if you didn't know this, know it today. The flag of the United Arab Emirates simply represents and signifies the unity of the Arabs. Driving happens on the right-hand side of the road. In some countries, you drive on the left-hand side. In Dubai, you drive on the right-hand side. The currency used in Dubai is called dirham. The UAE population is about 9.89 million. And amongst this number, about 80% of this 9.89 million are expatriates, which means foreigners, people who have come from different countries to settle here, to work here, to be here, to live here. The literacy rate of the UAE nationals is very high, about 93%. And amongst this 93%, 95% of these are women. The women in UAE are very educated. 70% of all graduates, if you put all graduates together, that's left, if you put all graduates together, 70% of them, of these graduates, are women. You find the women in UAE, the locals, the Emiratis, they are women. Are educated, they are smart, they understand what it is to have a home, to build a home. They understand what it is to live in a modern economy. They understand what it is to live in a city like Dubai. They know the place. They know what they are doing. 6 of the tallest hotels in the world are found in UAE. Abu Dhabi in 2020 was named as the world's safest city. The UAE is one of, I would say, it is home to the world's most impressive fleet of police cars. Lamborghinis, Bugatti, different types, all in the police. Drop your comments below and let me know exactly some of the things that you would want me to mention or talk about in the comment section, and maybe there are some other things that you would have wanted me to mention that I didn't mention. Just drop your comments there. Did you know about the Trucial states that existed before 1971? Were you aware of that? Did you know that Qatar and Bahrain were almost becoming part of the United Arab Emirates? Do not forget, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please press the subscription button. Hey, stop. Before you go, click the like button over there. You guys are wonderful. For those who have been my subscribers and are coming back to check these videos, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.